Bueller. 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 Bueller.
I mean, seriously, one of the most iconic movie scenes from the 1980s. Ferris Bueller's Day Off is set to celebrate its 40th anniversary next Thursday. Movie tickets were $3.75 back in 1986. It had an initial budget of $5 million, and then that comedy starring Matthew Broderick as Ferris Bueller would make more than $70 million at the box office that year. Crazy. My next guest was Ferris's economics teacher, actor and economist Ben Stein. I mean, that was, anyone my age would know that and still says it when nobody is around. You know, you say the person's last name. Take us back to when you guys were actually making this film. What was it like on set? And did you realize how popular this was going to be?
One, it was paradise. You know, you're making me cry because I miss Mr. Hughes very, very much. Anyway, I was just going to take the role off camera. I am a teacher by profession most of my life. I'm not a trained actor in any way, and I'm not a very good actor. But I came to the set. My very dear friend Michael Chinich was directing it, and they said, "You're very." John Hughes said, "You've got a very funny voice. I'd like you to take the role off camera." I took the role off camera, and the student extras who are clogging up the whole set, big set, stage 16 at Paramount, maybe stage 15, started laughing, and applauding. And so Mr. Hughes said, "Well, go back and do a whole scene on camera about something you know about." And at that time, there was a tremendous struggle about supply-side economics, tremendous, and I knew a lot about it because my father had been chairman of the Council of Economic Advisors under President Nixon. And so I ad-libbed the scene. It was about maybe 10 minutes. And I thought to myself, this is really, really fun, really fun. And the student extras applauded. And Mr. Broderick came up to me and said, "You're really, really good. Have you done much Broadway?" And I said, "Sir, this is going to make me cry. This is my first time doing anything and on camera." And I, although I've been on many news shows. And anyway, I did it. And Mr. Hughes congratulated me. The producer, my dear friend Michael Chinich, congratulated me. He's still probably my best friend. I'm sorry, this is making me cry. I really loved that day when I was done. It was the first time I think I had ever had a car phone. I called my wife and I said, "This has been the best day of my life." I'm sorry to keep crying. And I miss Mr. Hughes very much. Anyway, and my wife said, "Really better than the day we were married?" And I said, "Well, all right, it's the second best day." But I didn't think much would come of the movie. I remember Michael Eisner was in charge of Paramount. Let me sit in a screening room by myself and see it. And then Alex and I, that's my wife, went to a Chinese dinner after the premiere, and people were coming by, just jamming this little Chinese place in the Westwood and saying "Bueller, Bueller," and I thought, "Oh, something's happening here." But I'm sorry, this is making me cry because I
No, you
remember
know
that.
what? Look, it gives me goosebumps because it was such a part of my life. You know, I grew up in the 80s. You know, Reagan was president. I was in high school in the 80s, just going to college when this movie started. And it became such a defining film for so many people of my age. I mean, I think you understand, but I think if you grew up in that time, you understand. Oh yeah, I mean, just hearing "Oh yeah" by Yellow, right? I mean, it was so iconic. It's so cool, and it brings us all back to that day that we saw this for the first time, and now my kids are enjoying this.
Well, God bless you. I live right in the heart of Beverly Hills, and as I go up to the Beverly Hills Hotel for lunch, as I do almost every day, everybody I pass by, it doesn't matter how old or young they are, say Bueller, Bueller. It was just magic. And I went on to have a very successful quiz show. We made almost 1,000 episodes of Win Ben Stein's Money, and that doesn't get anywhere near as much, not even close to as much attention as Ferris.
I would say that's true, and I still remember your show. That was a great show too. But the one Bueller, everyone can relate to it, and everyone uses it at some point in their life. That's the funny part.
It was a gift from God. It was amazing. I'm sorry you're making me. These are very strong memories for me. They're making me cry. I'm sorry. I'm a pathetic old man, and when I see that, I remember that day and think how sad I was when John Hughes died. I really can't control myself.
Hey, you know what? We all get emotional when we start thinking back at our great days of when. I tell my kids this. I'm like, I was so happy to grow up in the 80s, and they wish they grew up when I grew up. And my wife and I talk about that all the time because it's so different now. But they watch a lot of the films. We had them watch Ferris Bueller. They loved it. They loved it. Ben Stein, thanks for being with us. You know what? Can I ask you to do one real quick thing? Can you do one quick thing for me? Can you just go Astorino, Astorino?
Astorino, 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 Astorino. Anyway, God bless you.
You're the best.
Emotional morning. God bless you, sir. Morning.
God bless you. Thanks so much, Ben.